You seem a bit down. It looks like you're carrying a lot of stress. Would you like to tell me what's going on?
I feel like I'm about to collapse. For years, I've been living like this, always so tired, but I can't even figure out what's wrong.
Could you share some details about your life or work? What situations make you feel so drained?
I don't even know where to start. It feels like every part of my life is weighing me down.
It sounds like you've been carrying a lot on your own. Sometimes it helps to break it down. What's weighing on you most right now?
What's weighing on me most? It's the feeling that no matter what I do, it's never enough. At work, at home, everywhere. Just last month, my manager asked me to take on a big project. I didn't want to disappoint him, so I agreed. That meant working late every night, skipping family dinners. My wife was upset, and I felt guilty. I tried to make it up by planning a weekend trip for us, but even then I spent half the time answering emails. It's like, no matter how hard I try, I just end up failing someone. Besides the endless workload, even at home, there's always something that needs my attention. In the middle of wrapping up some work on my laptop, my wife walked into the room, holding her phone with a long shopping list on the screen. She handed me her phone, mentioning it was for her parents. I could tell she was busy, so I just nodded and agreed to take care of it, even though I hadn't had a proper break all week. When I finally got home, I collapsed onto the couch, too drained to even speak. But no one even seemed to notice. They're so used to me shouldering everything that it felt normal to them. Just when I thought I could finally rest, a friend texted me, asking if I could help them move this weekend. I couldn't say no. On moving day, everyone showed up, but somehow I ended up doing the heavy lifting while others stood around talking. While I was dripping with sweat, lugging another heavy box, my friend just stood there comfortably, pointing and gesturing where things should go. It felt like I was doing all the work while they barely lifted a finger. By the end of the day, I was completely drained. Instead of a thank you, they joked about how strong I was. Walking home that evening, I couldn't help but wonder why I always ended up carrying everyone else's burdens, both literally and figuratively.
I've noticed a common thread in your stories. Your family, friends, and colleagues often rely on you, and you always seem to accept their requests without hesitation. Why do you think that is?
I guess it's because I don't want to let anyone down. I'm afraid they'll think less of me if I say no.
This concern for others' expectations makes sense, but I wonder, has there been a moment when you realized this pattern of always saying yes was taking a toll on you?
Yes. There was one time when I felt like I just couldn't take it anymore. Every time we gather, I'm expected to be the one keeping the energy alive, setting the tone for the evening. But deep down, I don't even want to be there. I worry that if I say no, they'll think I'm not a team player. It feels like no matter where I go, I'm always performing for someone. After dinner with friends, I was walking home when a man approached me, looking frantic. He said he'd lost his wallet and needed money to get back home. I felt bad for him. He seemed so desperate, so I gave him what he asked for, thinking it was just a small gesture. He smiled, thanked me, and left in a hurry. I watched him go, feeling good about helping someone in need. It wasn't until I checked my wallet later that I realized everything was gone. He had taken everything. I had been tricked.
I'm really sorry that you went through that. You're such a good person. But sometimes you care so much about how others feel, you forget to take care of your own emotions and needs. From a psychological perspective, this behavior is called people-pleasing. It often stems from the fear of rejection or conflict, leading you to accommodate others. This pattern may originate from childhood, perhaps when high parental expectations or fear of being scolded shaped the belief that pleasing others is the way to be accepted. Sometimes, this people-pleasing behavior continues into adulthood, where the fear of rejection turns into a habit of over-accommodating others. The constant need to please can leave you emotionally drained, ignoring your own needs and feelings in the process.
Yes, I often worried about being scolded when I was a child, so I tried to be obedient all the time. So what advice do you have for me to stop people-pleasing? I'm tired of this. I hate this version of myself.
Change is never easy, but we can take it one step at a time. Each small effort leads to a better version of ourselves. Start by keeping a journal. Write down the situations where you feel the urge to please others and reflect on why. Pay attention to the moments when you feel pressure, especially at work or with people who often demand more from you. Notice the people and situations that make you feel compelled to act a certain way. These are your triggers. Take time alone to reflect. Writing and observing are the first steps to better understanding yourself. Once you've started understanding yourself, the next step is to practice setting boundaries. Start small, like saying no when you need to. Use polite but firm language, like saying, "I'm sorry, I can't help this time." It might feel uncomfortable at first, but it's a skill worth practicing. If you need more time to think, use phrases like, "Let me get back to you." It gives you space to decide without feeling pressured. Start small and build confidence. Over time, saying no will feel more natural and less daunting. As you grow more comfortable saying no, the next step is to establish clear boundaries. This starts with understanding your own needs and limits. Don't compromise your values out of fear of losing relationships. Politely but firmly state your limits. Be clear and specific about your boundaries. Use language like, "I understand your concern, but this decision is important to me." Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own time and needs. Respecting your boundaries will encourage others to do the same. With time and practice, setting boundaries will feel empowering, bringing you peace and balance in your relationship. Once you've set boundaries, the next step is to shift your focus inward. Start by asking yourself, is this what I truly want, or am I doing it just to please others? Taking time for activities you enjoy, like reading, exercising, or meditating, can help you reconnect with yourself and prioritize your needs. Mindfulness practices like meditation can center your thoughts and ground you in the present moment, making it easier to identify your true feelings. Ask yourself daily, what have I done for myself today? Even small acts of self-care can shift your focus to your own well-being. Remember, prioritizing yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. Each small effort helps you grow into a healthier, happier version of yourself. Prioritizing yourself may lead to moments of discomfort, but that's okay. Understand that refusing others might upset them, yet it doesn't make you wrong. Practice staying calm during difficult conversations. It's not about avoiding conflict, but about handling it constructively. Remind yourself, I have the right to choose my own path. Over time, you'll feel more empowered to embrace your choices. Each time you navigate through these moments of discomfort, you're building the resilience to prioritize yourself without guilt. Facing discomfort is challenging, But with every step, you'll move closer to a life where your happiness matters just as much as anyone else's. Conflicts may arise, but remember, standing up for yourself is a step forward. Building your self-worth starts with recognizing your strengths. List down what you're good at, like being a great listener or staying responsible. Take pride in what you've achieved, no matter how small it may seem. You don't need external validation to feel worthy. Practice affirming yourself. Look in the mirror or simply say it out loud. I did well today. Celebrate your efforts. Remember, self-worth grows from within. Engage in activities you enjoy, and let the joy of accomplishment lift you up. Self-worth isn't about doing more for others. It's about finding peace within yourself. Every small step is a step toward a better you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Your advice really makes sense. I'll give it a try and see how it works in my life.
You're welcome. If you're ever feeling off, don't hesitate to come back. Together, we'll find out what's really going on and get you back on track. Now, let's reflect. Are you a people pleaser? It's time to make a change, to become better versions of ourselves. Let's work on it together. Thank you for watching. And remember, change starts with you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in the next episode.